Okay, let's talk about it. That magic number, right? $10,000 a month. It's a huge goal, but how do you actually get there? We're all taught the same old story. Go to school, get a good job, climb that corporate ladder for a few decades. But today, we're going to break down a totally different path, a new route that people are using right now to get there way, way faster. But first, let's get real for a second. This number you're looking at, $5,316, that's the average monthly salary here in the US. And wow, that really puts into perspective just how big the gap is between the common reality and that $10,000 goal. It shows that even when you follow all the rules, the old path often leaves you falling short. And this, right here, this is the fundamental choice. On the left, you've got the old route. It's familiar, right? You trade your time for money. It feels safe, but there's a hard cap on what you can earn. Then you've got the new route on the right. Now, this isn't some get-rich-quick thing. Not at all. It's about building smart systems that create value whether you're actively working or not. It's a path to your goal in years, not decades. So, where do you even start on this new path? Well, step one is all about how you consume information, but you have to do it with a purpose. This is not about mindlessly scrolling through social media. Think of it more like you're in a video game, gathering the right resources before you can build something incredible. It all starts with building that foundation of knowledge. First things first, you need to pick one high-income skill and go deep on it. Here are some of the most in-demand skills out there right now. The absolute key here is to commit to just one. Don't try to be a jack of all trades. And honestly, lean into something you're already kind of good at or interested in. It's so much easier to get great at a natural strength than it is to build a weakness from scratch. Now, here's a little secret that separates the beginners from the pros. Yeah, watching experts on YouTube is great for learning the basics, but the real gold, it's buried in online communities. When you jump into places like Reddit or Discord for your chosen skill, you get a front row seat to the actual problems and frustrations real people are having. That kind of insight is pure gold, and trust me, you're going to use it later. And that leads us perfectly into step two, apply, because all that knowledge you've gathered is pretty much useless if you don't do anything with it. This is where the rubber meets the road. You got to take what you've learned and start testing it in the real world to turn that new skill into actual income. It creates this amazing feedback loop. Consume, apply, learn from it, and then apply again, only better this time. And look, as you start to apply your skills, you have to get comfortable with this idea. Your first project, your first client, your first video, it's probably going to be a little rough. And that is totally okay. Remember, J.K. Rowling got rejected 12 times. Beyoncé made hundreds of songs before she had a hit. You have to give yourself the freedom to fail, because that's where all the best lessons come from. So the journey to becoming a real expert usually follows a pretty clear pattern. You'll start out with some lower-paying clients just to get your foot in the door and start building a portfolio. Then, as you get better, you start raising your rates. And eventually, you're going to hit a ceiling where you just can't make any more money because you've run out of hours in the day. That plateau? That's actually a good sign. It means you've truly mastered your skill. But here's the thing. The money you make during this apply phase, it's not the real prize. The most valuable thing you are collecting is your stories. Every single challenge you overcome, every problem you solve for a client, that becomes a unique experience in your arsenal. And those experiences are going to be your secret weapon for the final step. Now, once you become an expert and you're making good money, you can fall into a trap. It's the high-paying job trap. Ask yourself this. If you stop working, does your income stop too? If the answer is yes, you don't own a business. You own a job. The real goal is to move from that left column to the right, to build a system where your income isn't tied directly to your time. Which brings us to the final, and honestly, the most exciting step. Educate and scale. This is where you take all that hard-won expertise, all those stories you've collected, and you build what we're calling a freedom machine. This is how you finally break the link between your time and your money. And the math to get to that $10,000 a month goal, it suddenly becomes, well, kind of simple. Let's imagine you package up all your knowledge into a digital course, and you decide to sell it for $100. So, to hit your big goal, you just need to sell 100 of those courses every month. And there you have it, $10,000. That's just 3 or 4 sales a day. You do the hard work to create the course once, and that single asset can keep generating income for you over and over again. Now that is the power of scale. Now, the holy grail of this entire model is something called recurring revenue, This is predictable income, maybe from a subscription or a membership community. When you know more or less how much money is coming in every single month, it gives you the confidence to reinvest in your business, to grow, to hire, all without that constant stress of a fluctuating income. Okay, so building a great product is one thing, but to make it really scale, you need people to sell it to. You need an audience. So how in the world do you get people to actually listen to you? The good news is you don't have to be the #1 expert on the planet. The key is to find your unique voice and build a real connection. So many people get this completely backward. They start out by talking all about themselves and their journey. But when you're just starting, nobody knows who you are yet. The absolute fastest way to get attention is to just provide a ton of value up front. Start by solving your audience's most painful problem with clear, actionable advice. A really great way to think about this is the impact principle. First, inspire people by showing them what's possible. Then have a clear message they can easily remember and repeat. Give them super practical advice they can use right away. Be authentic. Share the real you, the wins and the losses. Build a real connection by actually listening to them. And finally, use smart timing to talk about things that are relevant now. You follow that, and your content will connect every time. And there you have it. That's the new route. It's a 3-part journey. Consume intelligently, apply what you've learned, and then educate others to scale. It's a clear path from mastering a skill to getting real-world experience, and finally to building a system that gives you true freedom. Look, the traditional route, it's always going to be there. But now you know this other one is an option too. So I'll just leave you with this one last question to think about. What's scarier? Looking back 10 years from today and your life is exactly the same job, same income, same routine, or looking back and remembering that you took a chance on a different path, you faced the challenges, and you actually built a life with the freedom you wanted? The choice, as always, is yours.